Ric Bucher joins us. A lot of things working me up today. It's good to see Ric back in. You're going to be on Speak today, and you were on Undisputed this morning.
Correct.
I do want to get to this because I thought it was a really strong opinion by Byron Scott today about the Lakers coaching search, where they're now going to hire their 8th coach in 14 years. And I said yesterday, if they weren't the Lakers brand, you'd be like, what are you, the Jets?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's weird. It's too many. It seems desperate and impulsive. So here was Byron Scott's opinion.
The next Laker coach, and out of the 8 or 9 names that I've heard, his name wasn't on there, is make LeBron the coach. It's obvious to me, at least, that he's making a lot of decisions that's going on in this organization.
No doubt.
From a coaching standpoint to a player standpoint. So if you're going to allow him to make those decisions, all right, sit on the bench and make those decisions as well. Be the head coach. As far as I'm concerned, the only person that he's going to really trust is himself. And since you're making a lot of these decisions anyway, why not put him in that seat?
Kind of a shot at LeBron. And Byron's part of the family. So Byron, your Norm Nixons, your Worthies, those guys are family for the Lakers. Do you believe that's a feeling shared by many in the organization?
A few, yes. I believe Robert Horry was on Spectrum and said, hey, we've got to be honest, like LeBron's the reason they got knocked out. So there's been some chirping now from various places from the Lakers family to suggest that LeBron's not taking as much accountability for where they are and what has happened as he should.
And you agree with that?
I do. Honestly, I mean, and look, I don't think it's his fault. I think some of it is the structure of the Lakers, and that LeBron at 39 years old is still their go-to guy. But the fact that has tried to suggest that he's the same player he's always been because the numbers look familiar that I can't take you seriously. You know the game better than that. You know what you were at one point. You're playing no defense. You have to play big in order to be functional as an offensive player.
Good point.
And that screws up the rest of the team.
That's right.
So it's not legit. And I think Byron is speaking for all the coaches that have been fired to say, if you're going to dictate when you go in and out of the game and how many minutes you play and how we're going to run our offense, why don't you just go ahead?
It reminds me a little of Belichick. So when Belichick started the dynasty, it was do your job and sacrifice for the team.
Yes.
I can argue at the end, Bill got very selfish. I'm going to be the GM. I'm going to be the coach. I'm only going to have guys that I want to coach.
Yeah.
Well, that's not.
And I'm going to only have coaches work for me that I know and I'm familiar with.
LeBron, nobody could dispute this, was a pretty unselfish player, high school to early NBA. He elevated very marginal play. He could have scored 45 a night. Now you can argue he's a bit of a selfish player. More finger pointing, less acknowledging. Your game has changed. I think your best point there of the many is he now dominates. He has to play big to score.
Yes.
He finds the weakness and bullies the smaller player more often.
Yeah. In order for him to maintain the numbers and to look
like
he's the same player, he has to exploit. The system has to work for him at the expense of other players. If that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Because if you look at the big games that Austin Reeves and D'Lo and any number of players, Anthony Davis, like all of those guys, Rui Hachimura, like had some really nice games when LeBron didn't play. And so when he plays, everybody is sort of catering to him, which again is okay. But when you lose and you're catering to a particular player, then you have to have a little sort of self-awareness and say, hey, maybe. I mean, for example, in the Denver series, I thought that their best chance of winning is if LeBron James guarded Nikola Jokic, because then you have Anthony Davis off the ball. LeBron can't guard Aaron Gordon. He's not athletic enough anymore, right? Or Michael Porter Jr.
Or he's not going to chase around Jamal Murray.
And he's not going to chase around Jamal Murray.
Interesting.
And you see with Naz Reid against Nikola Jokic that if you have somebody who's 6'8", 6'9", and really strong and gets under him, that makes him uncomfortable, particularly if you have a shot blocker, Karl Anthony Towns or Rudy Gobert, lurking, that makes things difficult. But I don't believe that LeBron wanted to do the yeoman's work of I'm just going to put my energy into the defensive side of the ball. And Jokic is probably going to score on me at times.
And make you look bad.
Which I really don't like. I don't want that either. But for me, it's like if this gives us a better chance of winning, then that's what you should be doing.
That's a pretty good take. So I've said I don't like high usage rate guys. They break down, and especially if you ask him to play defense and offense, Luka the first time.
I know where this is going.
He's 3-point shots done. His legs are shot.
Yeah.
So high usage rate guy, SGA, his numbers have come down from the regular season. Harden historically. Giannis is hurt. Luka's doesn't look like he has his legs. And I understand, like Jalen Brunson has to do it, and I do think the Mitchell Robinson injury may be the Jenga piece that the Knicks just can't keep asking everybody to play the whole game. Maybe not. The Knicks are a fascinating story. But I do, and I've said this about Luka. I've never seen MJ or Kobe. What I see is more mellow. He's going to finish an all-time great scorer. He'll play defense when he feels like it. He'll be hard to put people next to. Stuff will work intermittently. And in the end, the usage rate will leave us with a player at the end that feels a little exhausted.
Yeah. I saw a change in him this year where I thought, and the usage rate reflected it, where he was getting the ball out of his hands quicker. He was utilizing his teammates more. Somewhere in the middle of the season, I think maybe because they were struggling, he took that over again. I think he's willing to. And it actually, where the light came on for me is watching him with the Slovenian team. He does not dominate the ball with the Slovenian team, and they collectively are better as a result of it. So I believe he has that capability and that willingness. He has to have the players around him that he trusts are going to get it done. Kyrie helped with that, and I think when Tim Hardaway Jr., if I'm not mistaken, either got injured or fell off, he started to take more of it. I think what you're seeing right now is simply because of the sprained knee, he can't get to the same places. He can't play as quick. And so to influence the game, he's shooting more threes.
So a light bulb went off in my head. I'm going to write a book. It'll be a short book on my backwards hat theory and explain it because people get confused.
This has had an influence on yours truly. I
don't like J.J. Redick wearing a hat backwards as a fledgling coach executive in this league at a high intellectual level. I don't mind players doing it. I've even said in the NFL, I don't care about it, but it's that Wednesday presser by the franchise quarterback. I don't care if you do it on the side. I don't care about any other position. I don't like the bank president doing it.
Yeah.
If a bank teller does it at a company picnic, I don't care.
Yeah.
Right? So go ahead.
So two things. One, I used to always wear my hat backward. Especially if I had been surfing, your hair's like just, and I'd wear it backward. And since you've been going on these rants, I am so conscious of, I know my age and I'm walking around town with my hat backward. It's not appropriate. And I've done a little bit of media training for people. And I will say, and I tell them, like, most people who see you on TV, they can't hear what you're saying. They're seeing it in a bar, they're seeing it walking by a store, whatever it is, they're just seeing the image of you, and they are getting an impression of you by your look, by your expressions, by your body language, all of that.
Okay.
And when you're on TV with a hat backward, and you're supposed to be an authority, you are not looking like an authority with your hat backwards. When are we going to the bar? My frat boys are going to join me.
You know what it is?
That's what that looks like.
This is actually not a criticism of J.J. Redick. It's an acknowledgement that he is a highly intellectual thought leader in basketball. It's below his standard. By the way, I had dinner last night, and I went out with somebody that sees me on occasion, and he goes, "Oh, why are you so dressed? A sports coat?" I said, "I'm going to dinner with an NFL owner."
Yeah.
The standard changes. I'm not going to the dinner with an NFL owner with a muscle shirt on, hat on back. "Hey, how you doing? Want me to move your couch?" Hey. It was an NFL owner. By the way, when I go out with my wife, collared shirt. She's beautiful. The standard raises.
Yeah.
You guys all see this as me picking on people. I'm literally elevating your economic potential in all of you. Just, look the part.
I will say that but you're fighting against the grain.
Oh, there's no question. America hates me on this topic, and you know what? Get on
a plane. People are coming on, no socks, sandals. I'm like, come on. This is a public place. What are we doing?
I went on a plane recently. I don't even like bringing a coffee on. I think it's disrespectful to the airline. I had a guy bring on like a burrito like 3 flights ago.
All right.
And I'm telling you, the smell of it.
Oh, well, there's that.
You know what J-Mac just said? He goes, yeah, I do that.
Well, I don't do burritos, but I will bring on like a sandwich or Chipotle or something. Yeah,
What do you...
I got to eat.
Now,
it's like a 4-hour
hold on.
flight.
I mean, I don't want to get into an argument here, but like the airline situation when it comes to
Food's
sustenance.
Not great. You're dead right.
I'm going to bring on what I want to eat.
I was a little precious on that one.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm wrong on that one. Okay, I'm wrong on that one.
You can take that.
The hat thing.
Yeah, I think
couldn't be more right.